Before I pray, let me say one thing. Prayer works. And I hope every one of us know that and believe that every single day. Let's pray together. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we do thank you for this day. Father, I thank you for beautiful Benton County. I have lived here 24 years next month, and I'm grateful for this to be my home. Father, I pray right now for every county commissioner, for every citizen, for every leader in our communities, from the mayor to the sheriff and others. We pray that you would just guide us in every way possible, that you'd give us wisdom as we meet tonight, and that, Father, you would bless us as you already have. Our community has been so blessed. We've been blessed with wonderful citizens. We've been blessed with wonderful scenery and the beauty within our county. Father, we pray now that you would just bless us. Bless this meeting tonight. I pray that you would just guide us in all that takes place. And Father, we'll be quick to give you all the praise and the honor and the glory for it. For we ask it all in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Pierce with the Township Fire Department will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stephen Stokes, Rocky Preston, Frank Lashley, Jimmy Kinnison. We have a quorum, 14 present, 4 absent.
Next on the agenda is the approval of our agenda. On your motion? We have a motion by Commissioner Burke and a second by Commissioner Klein. All in favor of approving the agenda?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Did anyone oppose the agenda? Okay, the agenda is approved. Next is our citizens forum. And
The mayor first. I mean the attorney.
our attorney would like to make some comments for us tonight and give us some information that I think we all needed to know.
Hello, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, my name is James Melton, and I'm the legal advisor for the commission and a licensed home resident of Benton County. Thank you. Part of my job is to educate people, me sometimes, but all of the commissioners and all of the people that are interested about what the government is, how we operate, why we operate the way we do, and so forth. And it's very important, and it keeps us on track. It lets us have a smooth government, which is what we're trying to do. So from time to time, I give a little speech to people about how the commission here works. The commission doesn't get to pick their own rules. The commission here, all of the people you see up here, are elected, but they have to follow the state rules. The state's got a really, really serious set of rules about how we have meetings and how we have government. Some people call it the Sunshine Law, and it's not really the Sunshine Law in Tennessee. It's the Open Meetings Act. But when somebody says the sunshine law, we get the idea. It's the same kind of thing. It applies to all government agencies and all government committees. There are very few exceptions. One of the most important one is the attorney-client privilege. When the county's involved in a lawsuit, me as the attorney, or if we have a trial attorney, we can have a meeting, the attorneys, with just the commission people, and nobody else can be there. And it happened not long ago, a couple of months, and people got to worrying, hey, we're having some kind of secret meeting. Well, it's not a secret meeting, it's a lawsuit that's going on, and there can be private conversation between the attorneys and the commission. If you ever see us in what we call an executive session, we're not doing business. Nobody's taking votes on spending money. It's just strictly because we have some lawsuits going on, and we have to handle those in a private matter. Just like any of you guys here, if you had a lawsuit going, you would have an attorney, and you would have an attorney-client privilege, and that's the way it's set up through the Supreme Court in Tennessee. The Open Meetings Act does provide for the following. All meetings are to be open. Can't have a secret meeting, which is not a bad idea. I think we'd all agree. And there has to be adequate public notice before a meeting. Of course, the statute goes right on and it doesn't actually tell you what adequate really means, but it just has to be so that anybody that wanted to come to a meeting would be able to have it, the information ahead of time, and be able to be here. I have to tell you where the meeting's going to be. If you ever want to see the minutes of one of these meetings that's been, you have to go to the county clerk. Not a problem. She's responsible for keeping the minutes, and the minutes are open. If you want to see them, you can. Now, if you want to make copies, you're probably going to have to pay some kind of a copying fee. The last time I think I talked, it was like 7 cents a page, so it's not a big deal. But the minutes are open. There's no secret votes. Anything that's happening up here before the commissioners get to vote, it has to be recorded as to who votes how, who says yes, who says no, who abstains. And that's why we have these big screens up here, because it's really easy for the people that are here to see who votes how. Sometimes there are voice votes, and if it's unanimous, like a minute ago we talked about accepting the agenda for tonight, it was unanimous. So that means it'll be in the minutes that everybody voted for it. If anybody had voted against it, that would have been recorded. If there's a roll call vote for anything, that means the clerk calls out everybody's names one at a time, and the answer is written down and you can hear it. The agenda for the meetings is to be provided to the public at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. 48 hours. And in today's world, the legislature says now that publishing it on the website for the county is proper notice. Used to it had to be in a newspaper, and they still try to do it in a newspaper, but on the website now is good enough, and it has to be there. The agenda for tonight had to be out at least 2 days ago. The act also grants the rights for public comments. And this is new. Up until a year ago, there was no right of public speaking in a meeting, and now there is. But there's some serious guidelines here. The time that each speaker has to speak in the public forum can be limited, and the duration and number of the speakers can be limited. Obviously, if there were 100 people showed up, everybody wanted to talk for 20 minutes, we wouldn't get finished tonight. We'd be here 3 or 4 days in a row. In the county that we live in Benton County, each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. Notice at the top of the computer, there's actually a 5 up there, so when somebody starts talking, that starts clicking down. Whoever's speaking knows how much time they have. The entire time for public comments limited to 30 minutes. So, with 5 or 6 people, depending on how much time they took, maybe a few more. The law also says that if there's an important issue in the county and there's people for it and against it, you have to have somebody for and somebody against. You can't let everybody just talk that's for some issue or against. You have to have a mixture. Here's the big one that most people don't know when they say, I've got a right to speak. Yeah, we got a right to speak, but it's governed by rules. I'm going to read this. Any public speaker may be limited as to the time allotted and the duration and the subject matter of the comments what you're gonna talk about has to be germane. Y'all, I had to get my Black's Law Dictionary out and look what the heck that word meant. And I wrote it down. The public comments need to be directly relevant to the agenda items for that particular meeting. Every citizen has a right to be present and hear what's happening. Speaking obviously can be reasonably restricted. Any conduct that prohibits the proper conduct of the meeting can be prohibited. For example, if you have a sign to hold, you've seen this on TV lately where people hold signs up at the legislative meetings they have at Nashville. You can do it. But you can't have a sign that's so big so that the people behind you can't see what's going on. And if you want to mumble among yourselves, that's fine. Commission people do it sometimes too. But you can't be so loud that everybody else sitting in the audience can't hear what's going on, because that's disrupting the meeting. And that's why the good sheriff is here, and he's going to probably talk to you, maybe even escort you out if you won't cooperate. That's a really, really quick overview of this big, long act. I've got some handouts, and I don't know if we have any extra, but I'll get some. And I'll be here during the breaks. I'll be here after the meeting. If anybody's got any questions, look me up. The county pays me to try to help people understand, and I'll be glad to do that. Madam Chairman, I'm finished.
Thank you.
Thank you. Since the county attorney has been speaking, we noticed that our appointment for the 5th District Commissioner has been left off the agenda. The only way for us to make that appointment tonight is to leave it until any other business, or if it's okay with the commission, somebody can make a motion to amend the agenda to appoint a 5th District Commissioner tonight.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to amend the agenda for the new commissioner for the 5th District.
I second. Okay. Seems like everybody's in favor of that, so all in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay. Yeah. Now we will approve. Keith, there was 2 or 3. Kenneth Miller, I saw him second it. Now that we've amended it, we're going to vote on it as it has been amended. So all in favor of the agenda as we just amended it, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Number 2 is the citizens forum. And I won't say much about this because I think our county attorney went over it, but we have allotted 5 minutes for each speaker. There is a time clock and it will show 5 minutes. When it gets to 1 minute, you will hear a bell. That's a reminder for you to complete your sentence, complete your thoughts, and find a stopping place. And when you hear the bell ring again 2 times, your time is up, but you do not have to cut your sentence completely off. I will allow you to complete a sentence. So our first person is Nicholas Horton. Nicholas, will you come forward, please?
Good job.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank y'all for being here. Appreciate everything that y'all are doing. And thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. I'm here to show my support in favor of more funds for the Sheriff's Department. The reason I'm in favor is multifaceted. I would like to share some statistics with all of you, and then I can explain the need for funding to our local department. These are all statistics on sexual assaults and exploitations of minors. Many of these statistics can be found on Child USA, which is an updated fact sheet on cutting-edge research on child sex abuse. 1 in 4 girls will be sexually assaulted or exploited by the age of 18, while 1 in 5 boys will be sexually assaulted, exploited by the time they are 18. Child sex abuse is the number one underreported crime. For victims, there is also what is called delayed disclosure. The average age at the time of reporting child sex abuse is about 52 years old. Statute of limitations is only good until that child reaches the age of 33. This means that there's an 18-year gap from the average age that people report sexual crime and at the time that they have to seek legal action. Obviously, the statute of limitations is a statewide problem, and I am currently speaking to multiple state representatives on moving forward in hopes to change some of these laws. But here on a local level, we have a great opportunity to change these numbers around. I'm calling for funding to the Sheriff's Department to be able to work hand in hand with Benton County School District System to bring about programs and prevention. We must be able to educate our young youth to know and recognize something is wrong, when something is wrong. I could stand here for hours and talk about all the ways children can be educated, but I know we are definitely short on time. We have the opportunity to create real and lasting change. If we can't change the number on statute of limitations, we can surely change the boldness in our children to speak up against violence. With educating our children, there will be a need for more sheriff help in reporting criminal activity. There is also a percentage of children that are not comfortable talking to family or teachers about abuse, but they are open to talking to law enforcement. I know that everyone here has been placed in a position of power, voted on by our citizens. Most all of you hold a position of power to give power to the citizens of Benton County. We trust you in making the right decision for us. Unfortunately, some people hold a position of power to hold power over people instead of for people. A certain member of this commission is also, a certain member of this commission is also a board member on multiple boards and is a former teacher. This person seems to want power and control, and this person also raped me at the age of 13. He was an employee of Benton County School System at that time, and he is a wicked, power-hungry, disgusting rapist. I just want him to know that I will not go away, I will not back down, and if he has the audacity to show his face in position of power, like he did the other night, even though he's not here tonight, then I will be right here combating every move that Stephen Stokes makes. Let's make a change for our children and come out stronger than ever. The steps we take today can save the lives of so many in the future. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate you letting me talk.
Thank you, Nick. Jessica Wisdom.
Hello, my name is Jessica Wisdom. I was born in Paris and raised in Big Sandy. I'm at least 5th or 6th generation born to this area. I moved a year or so after graduation due to the lack of jobs, which is still pretty much the same today, not to mention the drug problem that has plagued this county for as long as I can remember. I wish I could say that that problem was still the same, but I can't because it has gotten so much worse. I can remember a time here as a kid that marijuana and alcohol were the main problems of our small towns. Now it's meth, fentanyl, heroin around every corner. After having sat through many court proceedings since I returned home 4 years ago, scanning mobile patrol and reading the Chronicle, I see a lot of the same names and faces still coming through our court system and jail. Which brings me to my question for y'all tonight. Why does Benton County not have an inmate worker program? A program that could and would help the entire community, that could potentially help drastically reduce the recidivism rate in Benton County, which could also help lower the crime rate here as well. A program that would help victims of crimes, the courts, the county as a whole, and the inmate themselves. How is that not a win-win? This program would recover restitution for victims of crimes that are a lot of the times never recovered. The courts would get the court costs, fees, and fines that are also owed as well. An inmate worker program would help inmates be able to get on their feet even though they are incarcerated. They could teach them skills to take with them after they are released. Not only would the inmate have a job, but also insurance for themselves and their families as well, provided their place of employment offers insurance, which could help offset costs on the jail. It could also help take some burden off the state, meaning there will be less of our children on state insurance and or food stamps. Because let's face it, raising a family on a 2-person income barely pays the bills anymore, let alone a single parent trying to take care of everything on their single income, including their loved one in jail, which leaves no choice but to ask for state assistance. The state of Tennessee pays county jails $41 a day to house one state inmate. That is $14,965 a year just to house one state inmate. So let's say we house 10 state inmates for 1 year. That would generate $149,650 a year back into the jail or general fund or wherever it goes. Whichever it is, I'm sure any help to the budget crisis Benton County has been going through is a good thing. Now imagine what 30 state inmates would generate. Inmates would also pay a daily fee that covers their transportation to and from work, and also any monitoring fees that could be associated to them being monitored by ankle monitors while they are at work, which keeps those burdens off the jail budget and taxpayers. The main thing, above all, is that a citizen of our county, is not walking out of jail broke, hopeless, desperate, behind on everything they have, not freaking out because they have no car, no job, no home, no money, and possibly facing the fact that they have fines and fees that have to be paid, or they risk going back to jail to serve more time because they don't have the money, which can and will lead them to do things to get the money they need, i.e. stealing, selling drugs, etc., or Lord forbid they turn to drugs, numbing themselves to what they are already facing, which every single person here knows where that takes people. Then they end up either violating probation or get a whole new set of charges. It is a very vicious cycle that I've watched destroy so many families in our community. But instead, the inmate worker program gives them the opportunity to get out, and they have all their court monies paid in full, a job if they so choose to keep it after release, money in the bank to give them a great start, things like their child support is current, a potential new skill set, and the Lord willing, a whole new outlook on life. At the end of the day, our ultimate goal is to better our community. This program has the potential to help lower the addiction and crime rate in Benton County. This program could be the answer to a lot of people's prayers. Our surrounding counties like Henry, Dyer, Gibson, Obion, Perry, and Lewis, to name a few, implemented a work program and they are showing success. Benton County should follow suit. When nothing changes, then nothing changes, and it's time for a change in Benton County. I believe this will be a big change for the betterment of our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 3 on the agenda is the Commissioner's Forum. Do we have a commissioner that would like to speak? Commissioner Price?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Good evening, fellow commissioners, citizens of Benton County. Recently, I attended, along with Commissioner Ward, Commissioner Murphy, we attended a session up in Lebanon, Tennessee, of the Tennessee Governmental Affairs Committee. We've been appointed to that. And what this committee does is they review current bills that are being looked at on Capitol Hill in Nashville. Things that are going to be voted on. And before that happens, we get to sit in a group of, how many, Roseanne? 60?
There was at least 60.
Other commissioners from across the state. And we review each one of those that's come up. There were some left from last session, and then these others that have been, that came in since last deadline, I think, February. We review those, have our input, and then it gets voted on by folks above us. So, if you got any questions about how that works, would like to get with me. I've got some of the material that we went over, some of the bills that are very interesting. I had no clue were out there. And Commissioner Murphy or Roseanne, if you've got any additional information on that.
I would just like to say that what I have learned is that if there's a bill that you are concerned with, that's when you get on the phone and you call your representative and you call your senator, because that helps.
All right, I yield the floor. Thank you.
Any other commissioner? Commissioner Arnold.
First, I'd like to say how much I appreciate Commissioner Kinnison who served us, who resigned his position as commissioner. He's been a good commissioner, worked hard, things that Park done, and his job changed, and he said that he couldn't represent his district, so he stepped down. He put his district first. There's been a dark cloud cast upon our communities, especially in the South End and Benton County as a whole, with stuff that's going on. I'm not here tonight to be the judge or the jury of anybody. But part of being a commissioner, you've got to have the trust of the people in your district. You've got to have faith in those people. You gotta be able to go to that commissioner and express your concerns to them. Folks, I've had a lot of people expressing concerns to me, over the situation that's been going on in our community, with the commissioner, that was the question here. Again, I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I'm here as a representative of the first district people that I'm here to represent. I have the utmost faith and confidence in every commissioner here in this board. I feel like that y'all are here to do the best that you can for your district, your community. That you put your district and their needs and the county's needs first. I've had people ask me, well, why can't you remove the commissioner? When I got on commissioner last time, this term, I was told that, you get 3 meetings, and that's what I was under the impression of. Last week I called CTAS, and I was talking to Representative CTAS and asked him about some opportunity of what we could do with some situation. And I said, well, I think we can remove somebody if they don't show up with 3 meetings in a row. He said, well, I know you're all a Benton County and you do things a little different than most people. There's the TAC code says, we don't have the authority to move anybody. And I apologize to everyone who I told that I was under the impression that we could remove a commissioner if they missed 3 meetings. Now, if the commissioner misses committee meetings, they can be removed by the chair and replaced. I say that is because the south end of Benton County is my home. That school up there is dear to me. It's dear to my family. And I can't see us having people there that puts our kids in danger, or maybe, or not putting, we don't want our kids to be in danger anywhere in our county. I thought about asking, since we don't have no authority to do anything, that please have a vote of no confidence. Like you censure somebody in Congress. And then I got to thinking, that's going to put a burden on some of our commissioners, that may feel uncomfortable. And I don't want to do that to anybody in this room. But I'm here to tell you, as a representative of the 2nd District, there's no way I could do my job if I didn't have the confidence and the backing of the citizens of my district. There's no way I could do it. If they didn't have confidence in me, folks, they do not have confidence in Commissioner Stokes' ability to represent his district. I'm not going to ask this commissioner for a vote of no confidence, but I'm standing here and, I told somebody, everybody said, well, they speak is feel uncomfortable saying stuff. And I watched one of my favorite westerns last night, Wide Earth. I guess I'll be not apology. I guess I'll be your huckleberry. Because I would like to ask Commissioner Stokes, if you're watching this, resign your position, put your district first. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other commissioner? Commissioner Douglas.
So I would like to start by stating that Commissioner Stokes has been a hardworking commissioner. He has been a chairman of the Law Enforcement Committee. He has worked on multiple items that was for the better of Benton County. And so it is with a lot of sorrow and a lot of thought that I'm asking Commissioner Stokes to resign his position. It is also with the understanding that a person is innocent until proven guilty. But I've had many conversations with people, not just in the 1st District, but throughout the county. All of the conversations have stated a lack of desire for Commissioner Stokes to represent them in the county, or a concern that he will be a distraction going forward. It is because of these conversations that I feel like the best course of action is for Commissioner Stokes to respect the position he is in and resign. At worst, he is guilty of the crimes he is accused of, but at best, he has put himself in a position that is unbecoming the position he is in.
Thank you. Any other commissioner? Okay, Commissioner Burke.
This is not just a first district problem. I represent the third district. I have had phone calls myself and people talk to me about it. They do not feel somebody under investigation, crimes, should be making county decisions. I represent the people of the third district, and so I said I'd get up and say that.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Burke. Anyone else? Okay, if not, we will move on. Number 4 would be the county mayor, or do you have any words, Mayor Ward?
I don't at this time.
Okay,
Thank you.
I think, Mr. Melton, did you say all you wanted to say? Thank you. Next is number 5, which is the approval of our minutes from the last meeting. So I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
A motion by Commissioner Hicks and a second by Commissioner Price. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Minutes are approved. Next is the report of the public utilities. I need a motion. Motion by Commissioner Hicks and a second by Commissioner Melton. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Next is the approval of the updated county road list submitted by our Highway Superintendent, Mr. Buck Carter. I need a motion to approve the road list. We have one by Commissioner Burke and a second by Commissioner Arnold. All in favor of approving the Benton County road list, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Next, before we get started voting on our resolutions, is when we always appoint our appointments. So we had that one tonight for District 5, and that was, notice was put in the paper that we would be appointing a 5th District Commissioner. So it is legal what we're doing because it was published in the paper. So if we have anyone here interested in the 5th District position, please come forward and introduce yourself.
Good evening. My name is Barry Holler, and I'm requesting to fill the vacancy of the 5th District. I've lived in Benton County since I was 13. I graduated from Camden High School in 1987. I am married with 2 daughters. I worked for the City of Camden Water and Sewer Department as maintenance supervisor for 27 years. But I now work at the Benton County Highway Department. I'm a member of the Benton County Rescue Squad, and I've been on there for 33 years, and I am now serving as second lieutenant. And I also am a member of the Camden Fire Department, which I've been on that department for 32 years, and I serve as assistant fire chief. And I would really like the opportunity to serve on this commission to help Benton County grow and prosper in the years to come. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else here interested in this position? Okay, if not, we'll take a vote. When the clerk calls your name, just say Mr. Holland or Barry, whatever you want to say. We know who you're talking about.
Keith Arnold,
Barry.
Marty Douglas,
Barry.
Deborah Bain, Barry, Kenneth Miller,
Barry.
Rocky Preston, Brett Hurst,
Barry.
Gary Furs,
Barry.
Wayne Fowler,
Barry.
Sonny Hall,
Barry.
Bill Melton,
Barry.
Mike Henry,
Barry.
Roseanne Ward,
Barry.
Darryl Hicks,
Barry.
Gary Price,
Barry.
Jeff Murphy.
Barry.
Anyone wish to change their vote?
Okay. Barry, before you can vote in the upcoming resolutions, we need you to come forward and let the clerk swear you in. That won't take but just a minute, and then we'll move right on.
Hey, do you wanna hold your hand back up so they can get your picture?
Yeah. You can just do that over.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
One thing Mr. Collins forgot to mention, he also works at the funeral home, so I know he'll be the last one to let us down.
Okay. Moving right along. We're down to the resolutions. We're at resolution 1. Is a resolution to reappoint Marty Hollowell to the Benton County Civil Service Board for a 1-year term. Have a motion by Commissioner Hicks and a second by Commissioner Melton. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, go ahead and vote on your tablets for this one.
Barry Holland,
Vote yes, no, or you don't have to have it yet.
No. Yes.
You'll have to state your vote after every resolution since you haven't got your tablet assigned to you yet, okay? That'll just be for tonight.
15 yes.
Okay. Resolution 2 is a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to reappoint Lynn Horton to the Benton County Age Committee for a 2-year term. That's the Ag Committee. Need a motion? We have one by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Hall. Any discussion? If there are none, please vote.
Barry Holland,
Yes.
anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 15 yes.
Resolution 2 is a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to appoint Tommy Bain and Marty Douglas to the Benton County Ag Committee for a 2-year term. I have a motion by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Hall. Any discussion? There are none, so please vote.
Me.
You have to see his voting on.
Oh, I saw Gary Fur. And Barry Holland,
Yes.
anyone wish to change your vote? 14 yes, 1 abstain.
Okay.
Motion carries.
Resolution 4 is a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to budget funds in the amount of $50,000 to a line item for expenditure to contribute to the city of Camden for the purchase of land for the construction of a new fire station. Need a motion? We have one by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Miller. Any discussion or questions? Commissioner Fowler.
I'd like to amend that with him, just like we call
Okay.
leaders training, experiences, and things of that nature. I'll give you a copy of it if you'd like to read, if you don't mind.
So are you wanting to add this to the agreement between the city and the county? Okay.
And like I said, this is just because, fire halls, if the administration comes in and something ain't going on, this year, that's it.
Do you wanna state what the changes are?
Yeah, I'll do it if you want to.
Yeah, you need to read that first, okay?
All right, it just says to budget the funds in the amount of $50,000 to a line item for expenditure to contribute to the city of Camden for his sole purchase of the land at 168 South Fourth Street for a new fire station. And to continue on, if said land is ever sold or conveyed, the contribution will be returned to the county. That's just protecting our interest in the county. That's all it is, and that might sway a few more votes. Now this says, we the county is giving for a sole purpose. Does that sound okay?
You're stating that it's for the sole purpose of purchasing the land.
Yes.
And if the land is not purchased, then you want the money returned?
Yes.
Is that how you want?
That's it. Or if it can never be conveyed or sold. If it does, then I'll get our contribution back. Is that fair?
Yeah, let me do an amendment to it.
You have that, Sam? Yes, she has a copy of it there.
Give us just a minute here. Let me refer to the county attorney.
They have to put another if they agree. We don't have that agreement as of right now, so it would have to be a resolution. You ask the city and the fire department if they would agree with that.
So my question is, does there need to be a time limit on that? If they build the fire hall and use it for 30 years, and then we grow and they have to build another one, wouldn't that be sufficient to keep the 50,000 30 years or 20 years?
Maybe it would be up to Mr. That'd be fine.
He's the one making the amendment.
That's great. It's his amendment.
Are you saying as long as the fire hall's built, you know they're going to use it?
There you go.
Okay, but the way it read, it kind of sounds like you said if it is ever sold, you didn't put, like, we're talking about 30 years from now, say, you know. I think what you mean.
If the fire hall's not built and the land is sold, then the money comes back.
That's how you want your amendment. Okay, does everyone understand that amendment? What he's saying is, if we give them the $50,000 and they don't purchase the land, then we will get our money back.
Right.
Is that right?
And if you cannot, and the property cannot be, we give the $50,000, it can't be conveyed or sold for the city. You don't know how long, and I've talked to Jeff about it. It may take a while to do this. We all either want to have Mr. Holland putting us down, or things are going to change. You know, when it may, you never know what another administration will do. But this governing body is, you know, we vote for it and give it to them. You know, we want it to stick, right?
Okay, does everyone understand that? Are there any questions before we vote? I want everyone to understand what his amendment
Yeah, it
is.
may not change on the votes, but I've had a few people ask about that.
Can we read it as it's gonna be written?
That's what I would like, Dwayne, for you to phrase that, just like you want it amended.
All right. So we're good. We may put a word or two in there. $50,000 to a line item for expenditures to be contributed to the city of Camden for the sole purchase of the land at 168 South 4th Street for a new fire station. If said property is ever sold or conveyed before fire station is constructed, the contribution will be returned to the county.
That sounds good. Did everybody understand that?
We asked you, you mentioned putting an if in that the city and fire department needs to agree with it.
We don't have an agreement up to that. Y'all can make the resolution, but you can't talk to the city. We're gonna have to.
If they don't agree with the agreement, then it's void anyway.
Yeah.
The money won't transfer, so.
I'd have to agree to it as from you.
County attorney, would that be put in the agreement? Would we rewrite this agreement with his
Yes.
motion in
I
there?
don't think that would take but a day or so to get done.
Okay.
We didn't know when, we didn't have that in mind when it was written.
Okay, so then, when it's added in there, then it will have to be signed by both mayors, and then that will make it legal? Okay,
But I mean, don't that seem fair?
Yes,
yeah, that's fair. Okay, everyone understand? First, we will vote on Dwayne's amendment. Okay, I didn't.
Well, I actually wanted to add something to that too. I mean, we have in the schools resolutions and that money is being transferred from one fund to another, and the sheriff's department one fund. Could we put in here where the money is coming from? Because I have had people that do not, they think that this is actually coming out of taxpayer dollars. And if we're gonna be using it out of a fund, could we, add that so that it's known in there that it's not actually coming out of the
The
general.
fund is in there, it shows the 127 account, which is the ARPA fund, so it shows it in the resolution.
Okay, but it's not listed on, okay.
Yeah, the mayor would like to speak on that, explain that to you.
So we had ARPA money that was earmarked for all these different projects the last few years. And 175,000 of it was earmarked for the SROs. It was put in this year's budget. It's already been budgeted into the budget.
I understand
No,
that, but it's the
let me
people
finish.
that come out.
So the ARPA money is money we got from the state or federal government to help us during a bad time. And it's not from property tax, it's not from sales tax, it's not from any of our money that we put in the budget for regular budget items. This is stuff that we put in a bunch of different areas to help out different departments. Well, we ended up getting a grant from the state after the budget was passed for the SROs. So this line item is not needed where it was put. So there's 175,000 there. This 50,000 can be donated to the city for that without affecting our budget, our property tax, or anything. It's just reallocated to a different area. So it does not affect the property tax that's paid into Benton County. I don't know if you wanted to say that in there, but it's actually said by the line items that 127 is ARPA money.
I know, but I've just had people tell me that they didn't want their money going to something that they're not gonna benefit
I
from.
definitely understand that.
And you can't make them understand that it's not.
But during the allocation of the ARPA money, 50,000 went to the city of Big Sandy to help with their parks. Hundreds of thousands went to different water and sewer districts in Benton County, the North Benton and the one in Big Sandy. Different ones to match other grants to help do water projects. That was one-time money that was not tax money of Benton County. It was money that was given to us from the higher up governments. So it does not affect our property tax. I think do you think that's good enough on the record explanation, or do you think it needs to be, you want to put something in there? Because we have a motion and a second on the floor to be voted on. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I think what she's trying to get going is not everybody knows about ARPA money, you just explained it.
Okay.
It is not taxpayer dollars.
Yep. Not low.
The thing I laid out, you got the city of Kansas people paying big county tax.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to.
I understand.
In the beginning, I was, didn't think it was a good idea, but a little research.
Commissioner Arnold.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to get back to the table, but I gained a little weight this week. Cause I've been eating a little crow. When I was young, I don't know how many of you ever plowed with a mule. But when you get ready to plow a garden with a mule, Boy Carter taught us, how to put the harness on the mule, and if you put a lot of bridle on the mule, it's got blinders on it. Those blinders are to keep that mule straight, going straight where he's going, not paying attention, watch on the side of the road. A lot of the folks I've talked to, commissioners and stuff, and members of the fire department, knew, and I said that I was not going to be for this resolution because I had my blinders on. I had my blinders on because it's a city fire department. And then I got to think, we got county fire departments, and we got projects that we need to build here in the Senior Citizen Center and different things that we need to do. And I had my blinders, and I just was looking straight ahead. Well, another thing about a mule, they're stubborn. I guess I've been stubborn. I've been a little stubborn mule, not a jackass. There's a difference. Y'all know that. But I was blinded to the point until I called a gentleman in Nashville. We was talking about this other situation that we had. And I said something about the person that I said, I can make them matter faster than anything. And they said, why? And so we was talking about this. I said, well, I'm not really 100% for giving the fire department money inside the city limits. And sometimes you got to get outside your comfort zone with the people you know, people that tell you stuff, to look at the bigger picture. Get those blinders on. And that gentleman said, let me ask you a question. He said, you do have rural fire departments? I said, yes, sir. And that's made up. He said, do you fund them? I said, yes, sir, we do. He said, you got districts inside the city limits? You got representatives on the commission representing the cities? I said, yes, sir. He said, don't you think they deserve a fire department with some of their tax dollars also? Bang. The bell went on. And I told him, I said, thank you. I said, because I was blinded to the point of saying all we was doing was, it's the city, separation of city and county. And this fire department, I commend every one of them from the fire department. I'm praying for all of them. Last week I hope I'm still out before I voted. But the thing about it is, they do a good job. And they go outside the city. Rural fire departments come inside. And I'm saying all this because some of the commissioners I talked to, I told you I was not going to vote. But I am going to support this because I got the blinders taken off of me. And, you know, what's good for the city, good for the county, and those citizens in the county and the city deserve some of their tax dollars to go towards the fire department protecting their house. Now, is it ARPA money? Is it taxpayer money, folks? It's all taxpayers' money. You know, they get it from you at Washington. They give you a little bit of it back. So it is our tax money. But they'll do a good job with it. And I just wanted to explain to everybody why I was against it at first and what made me realize that I was blind. And that's all I have to say.
Anyone else? Commissioner Price.
This question posed to me, was this money ever in the law enforcement budget?
No.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to recognize a gentleman in the back, David Tuck.
And I'd like to speak just a second on this issue.
Yes, you may.
So, a few years ago, Eva went to, where'd we go? Pennsylvania. Let's stop and think, because I've been to New Jersey too to buy a fire truck. We bought a new aerial platform, a newer model from what we had. We had a 1966 aerial. We come in, I took Chief Pierce with me. Eva bought the truck. I went to the city and said, hey, can y'all help us out, reimburse some of the money to us for providing this truck to the city? Not only did they give me more than I asked for to help reimburse me, but we house that truck in the city fire department here, so it's centrally located to work all over Benton County. I mean, there's a lot that goes on, but it's we help each other out, and you know, the city was nice enough to help a county fire department out, so I think it'd be great if y'all could help the city fire department out on this issue also. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else before we vote? Okay, we've got to vote on the amendment first.
Sorry about all of it.
That's okay. Okay, so everyone, have you got the amendment? Okay. Okay, we're voting on the amendment that Commissioner Fowler amended. So if you're in favor of the amendment, please cast your vote now. Wait just a minute. I have a conflict and I cannot vote on this amendment.
Chair lady will have to abstain on this.
Yes.
No problem.
Anyone else wish to change their vote?
I did.
Would every home might have the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anyone else? We have 13 yes and 2 abstain.
Okay, the amendment is passed. So now we will vote on the original resolution, but with the amendment. So all in favor of the resolution as it has been amended, please cast your vote. As again, I state a conflict because I serve on both city and county boards.
Anyone else wish to change your vote? 13 yes, 2 abstain. Motion carries.
Thank you to all the fire departments that came out tonight to support this resolution. We appreciate you. Moving right along to resolution number 5 is a resolution from Director of Schools, Mark Florence, to budget funds in the amount of $85,156 from the school's fund balance to the school's budget for expenditure on food service equipment. I have a motion by Commissioner Douglas and a second by Commissioner Hicks. Any questions? There are none, so everyone please vote.
Carries, sir. Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 15 yes.
Resolution number 6 is a resolution by Director of Schools, Mark Florence, to budget funds in the amount of $332,695.70 received from TISA funds to the school's budget for expenditures on instructional supplies. I have a motion and a second. A motion by Commissioner Arnold and a second by Commissioner Melton. Any questions? Okay, there are none, so please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 15 yes.
Resolution 7 is another resolution from the Director of Schools, Mark Florence, to budget funds in the amount of $12,502 from operating transfers to the school's budget for expenditures in building and content insurance. I have a motion by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Burke. Any questions? Commissioner Melton? Okay. If there are none, everyone please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 15 yes.
Okay. I have a request for a 10-minute break, so we will take a 10-minute break.
Good job.
Maybe they did.
No,
It is what you know it is.
I think they do too. So that they understand, especially if they're watching us at home on Facebook, that they know, hey, this money is coming out into funds, it's coming out of a certain stream.
Already know what's happening. I'll call the sheriff down there and ask him.
Resolution number 8 is a resolution by Director of Schools Mark Florence to budget funds in the amount of $5,000 received as a gift from TBA to the school's budget for expenditures on instructional supplies. Did we not just vote on that?
No, it's number 7, but you got it. Roll call.
Okay. We need to, take roll call since we've come back. So, I don't think, we've not ever done that before. We've not ever done that before. When we come back from work. Okay. Yeah, we had somebody that's been excused and left, so.
Keith Arnold. Here. Marty Douglas.
Here.
Deborah Vane.
Here.
Kenneth Miller.
Here.
Brett Byrd.
Here.
Steve Byrd.
Here.
Wayne Tyler. Sonny Hall. Bill Melton. Gary Holler. Mike Nunnery. Roseanne Ward.
Here.
Darryl Hicks. Mary Price.
Here.
Jeff Murphy.
Here.
Daryl was excused. He had to go to work. Okay, now we're on number 8. That's what you've got up there. Okay. I just read that resolution. Do you want me to read it again? It's resolution 8. We have a motion by Commissioner Burke and a second by Commissioner Melton. Any questions? Are none, everyone please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Resolution 9 is a resolution by Benton County Sheriff Ken Christopher to budget funds in the amount of $11,200 received from Tennessee Post to salary supplements for deputies in the sheriff's budget. I have a motion by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Price. Any questions for the sheriff? There are none, so everyone please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Resolution 10 is a resolution by Sheriff Ken Christopher to declare various vehicles within the Sheriff's Department's possession as surplus property for the purpose of disposal in accordance with the associated regulations. I have a motion by Commissioner Price and a second by Commissioner Murphy. Any questions?
Sheriff, you gonna put these on gov deals? You gonna have auction?
We usually put them on gov deals, but we have had some people that shows interest on buying them as far as making old derby cars out of.
You gonna do like an auction? Something?
Yeah, they're pretty much scrap. We took everything off of them, but either way is fine. I just like I said,
Somebody asked me.
we usually put everything on gov deals, but we could sell them.
Any other questions? Commissioner Fowler?
Yeah, if you did, would you end up splitting them up, maybe some on gov deals or some for the public sale, put in the paper? Usually gov deals makes pretty good money.
Gov deals usually comes out money, heads, sell them local. There's just more people out there buying them.
Right.
People out there that we don't even think of like them for derby cars, and that's what most of them wind up being. You see them in all these demolition derbies because of the suspension and stuff on it.
Yeah, but you'll put it in the paper if you end up selling it at public auction, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? If there are none, everyone please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Resolution 11 is by Benton County Sheriff Ken Christopher to budget funds in the amount of $400 received from miscellaneous refunds to the tow-in services line items in the sheriff's budget for expenditure. Motion by Commissioner Burke and a second by Commissioner Melton. Any questions? Okay, everyone please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Resolution 12, resolution by County Sheriff Ken Christopher to budget funds in the amount of $125,407.74 received from a public safety grant to the motor vehicles line items in the sheriff's budget for funding vehicle purchases for school resource officers. I have a motion by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Price. Any questions?
What kind of cars did we agree on tonight? We were gonna buy the smaller pickup trucks, and I think with Mr. Melton, they agreed with the commission to go ahead and put what money we need to go in and go to full time.
Any others? Commissioner Fowler?
So we're gonna buy 2 vehicles, or what are we?
We'll be getting 2 SUVs.
I mean, and those are strictly for the SRO? Is that what we're looking at?
That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. You know, I talked to 1 or 2 of the counties, and, I mean, I may be wrong, you know, but I thought an SRO was there at the school. I didn't see. I mean, if it's what the commission wants, but I thought SRO was a person at the school. It's not supposed to happen. You ain't gonna leave the school. But I do know that, does our SROs follow our ball teams and go to other schools and things of that nature?
Yes, sir, any events they've got going on, what they're supposed to do now.
I just thought, I'll be honest with you, I just thought it was a lot of money put for the school vehicle that an SRO was supposed to be at the school. We wouldn't jump in a vehicle and try to run, you know. Anyways, maybe I'm looking at it wrong.
No, he'll stay there and protect the school. Keep staying and protect the school.
I'm not sure the time frame of that. Down the road, those vehicles will be able to be put on the road, not just at school, so that could be replaced with something else.
And during the school, or an SRO, I'll be quick, but for an SRO during school out time, what happens to an SRO?
What are we supposed to do?
Yeah,
I don't think we can use them for other things, but I'll have to check into it. Commissioner Long, it's over it, and see what he says. If he says we're allowed to use them for whatever, then that's great.
Right. And then,
it's a state grant, and I don't want to do anything to mess it up.
oh no, we don't mess it up. But now the vehicles there, when school's out, do we use these vehicles for patrol?
I hope we can, but I need to ask Commissioner Long because I'm not sure on the I want to get clarification on that.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke with him several different times on this SRO thing. I want to make sure that we're right on that, but we can't.
Yeah. You know, I see parents, they park a car there at their school, off to Huntington. You know, they don't learn about that. But anyways.
SRO training, that's one of the first things they'll tell you. The biggest deterrent you've got is that car sitting in front of the school.
It is.
Big thing there.
It is.
They know there's an armed person on duty there.
Right. Yeah, I just, like I said, I thought SRO would stay in school, and you know, I understand the vehicle, but I just understand that. But anyways, it'll go in patrol and make it work out. That during school times out, we might get a chance to have the extra help,
I
right?
hope we can. That would be great.
Any other questions? If there are none, everyone please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Resolution number 13 is a resolution by Sheriff Ken Christopher to budget funds in the amount of $22,000 in insurance recovery funds for the use in outfitting a patrol vehicle currently owned by the department and purchasing a tractor for use in the inmate garden. Motion by Commissioner Arnold and a second by Commissioner Bain. Any questions?
There's an amendment.
Okay. Does everyone have a copy of the amendment to this resolution? Any questions about the amendment? Okay, you can have it.
Madam Chair, was that,
Yes.
was that amended 26,190?
Yes. The amendment, this resolution, when it was drawn, had an incorrect figure in it. This was part of the mediation settlement with the sheriff's office and the lawsuit, and it designated the fund where the monies had to come from and the amount. So this amendment is changing that to the correct amount and from that maintenance account and placing it in the entire amount in law enforcement equipment, because we can't purchase a tractor with law enforcement equipment money. So it removes the tractor part. And that's what we should have an amendment to our resolution 13 that says that.
Any questions about the amendment? Okay, if there are none, everyone please vote for the amendment.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Okay, now we will vote on the resolution as it has just been amended. Okay, everyone please vote as it was amended.
Anyone wish to change your vote? 14 yes, as amended.
Resolution 14 is a resolution by Sheriff Ken Christopher to budget funds in the amount of $35,000 within the sheriff's budget to cover a shortfall in overtime pay for the sheriff's department. We have a motion by Commissioner Arnold and a second by Commissioner Burke. Any questions? Okay, there are none, so please vote.
Stand by 1 second.
It's like 13 or 14.
14.
14.
Okay. Now, Chair, we'll refer.
Okay, now we're ready for a vote on resolution 14.
Anyone wish to change your vote? 14 yes, motion carries.
We're down to resolution 15. It's a resolution by Sheriff Ken Christopher to budget funds in the amount of $35,000 within the jail budget to cover a shortfall in overtime pay for the jail. I have a motion by Commissioner Price and a second by Commissioner Burke. We do have an amendment also.
We have an amendment to change the location the money's coming from the guard overtime, guard payroll because there's not enough money to finish the year if we do that. And it's been, we amended it to come from the unassigned fund balance in the amount of $35,000. Number 15. Oh, you should have this. You should, there's no number.
I got it.
Okay, is everyone ready to vote on the amendment?
Yeah, there's your. Amendments and stuff.
Are you ready? Okay, everyone please vote on the amendment.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14.
Now we will vote on the resolution as it was just amended. Mm-hmm.
That's new money, isn't it?
It'll take 2/3.
Gary Bird. Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries, passes 14 yes.
Resolution 16 is a resolution by Benton County Sheriff Ken Christopher to budget funds in the amount of $24,592.26 received from a public safety grant to various line items in the sheriff's budget. I have a motion by Commissioner Bain and a second by Commissioner Hall. Any questions? There are none, so everyone please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Next is Resolution 17. We're about halfway there, y'all, on resolutions. It's a resolution by Commissioner Sheriff Ken Christopher to budget funds in the amount of $24,592 received from a public safety grant to various line items in the sheriff's budget. I just read 16 again, didn't I? We're on 17, I'm sorry. I do, if you need it. Okay. I'm lost. Are we ready to vote on the original resolution?
We haven't.
Yeah, we haven't voted on it yet. Okay. I know it. Did you make the amendment on this one?
On 17?
On 17?
Yes, we did the amendment on 17.
Okay.
On 17, the sheriff felt like he needed an additional position for a sergeant, and in order to not increase the number of positions in the sheriff's department, he agreed to give up one investigator's position that he had not filled, and therefore that's the reason that the amendment is to take the funds from investigators and move to the sergeant's line.
Any questions about that amendment? Yes.
Question for sure. How many investigators do you have now?
I only have one. We've got 3 positions.
If we give this one up, we give it up and pick up the sergeant's position.
Still have enough investigators.
Yes, sir, we'll try to operate with two. We've been operating with one. One retired and we lost another one. Or the other one we didn't ever have filled.
What qualifies as an investigator? I mean, how many years as a sergeant?
Minimum of 3.
And then any schooling involved in that, or?
Try to send them to investigators training, but right now it's all backed up sometime because of all the SRO training that's going on. Try to get them in the schools as fast.
Any other questions?
Did we change the amount on that too, Phil?
Yeah, well, yes, the amount would have changed to the 55,000 that is in there.
Okay, is everyone ready to vote on the amendment? Okay, please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries. Amendment 14, yes.
Resolution 18, as it was amended? Okay. Now we'll vote on the resolution as it was just amended.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries as amended 14, yes.
Resolution 18 is a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to provide for the tracking and documentation of miles traveled in the county vehicles by implementing the recording and reporting of odometer readings in the vehicles. I have a motion by Commissioner Arnold and a second by Commissioner Melton. Any questions? Questions?
Mr. Mayor, is this going to cover all county vehicles, every department that we have?
The ones that fall under our jurisdiction, it won't be the electric company or the highway department. It'll be all the ones that I'm over. It's the county courthouse, the sheriff's department,
Airport.
animal shelter, airport. Yeah. Yep.
Any other questions? Okay, everyone please vote.
Gary Clark. Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14, yes.
Resolution 19 is by Benton County Mayor Mark Ward to budget funds in the amount of $8,000 received from a Tennessee Commission on Aging and Disability grant to the senior citizens budget. I have a motion by Commissioner Melton and one by Commissioner Douglas. Any questions? Okay, please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14, yes.
Resolution 20 is a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to request permission and approval from the Benton County Commission to renew leases on 4 copiers leased from Konica and Minolta Business Solutions. I have a motion by Commissioner Bain and a second by Commissioner Melton. Any questions? Okay, everyone, please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14, yes.
Resolution 21 is a resolution by Mayor Ward to request permission and approval from the Benton County Commission to advertise and collect bids for the logging of county-owned land on Highway 641 South in Camden, which is the proposed future site of the EMA building. I have a motion by Commissioner Arnold and a second by Commissioner Melton. Any questions? There are none. Please vote.
I wish to change your vote. Motion carries 14 yes.
Resolution 22 by Mayor Ward to budget funds in the amount of $5,482.95 received from the court fees to line item for expenditure to contribute to the newly established 24th Judicial District Recovery Court. I have a motion by Commissioner Burke and a second by Commissioner Bain. Any questions?
Madam Chair, this is money that normally would have went to the state. If we have a drug court, it goes into the drug court. And we've been losing that money in these ones in the drug court now. We have drug court.
Instead of going to the state, it's going to our drug court.
Any other questions?
Yeah, someone asked a couple questions about area counseling waiting 30 days before they start.
This has nothing to do
Okay,
with
good.
it.
I didn't see them there.
That'll come up.
Thank you.
Anyone else? If not, everyone please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Resolution 23 is a resolution by Mayor Ward to budget funds in the amount of $24,292 to a line item expenditure to fund the establishment and operation of an in-house Carey Counseling drug treatment program for incarcerated persons within the Benton County Jail. I have a motion by Commissioner Bain and a second by Commissioner Price. Any questions? Commissioner Fowler.
Yeah. There's some questions about the Carey Counseling won't start intervening until after 30 days, right? Why? I just wonder if you had someone pretty bad that was on that, how come they couldn't start early or?
Well, we've got the professional here. I'd rather him answer that because that's just pretty much standard.
We put the 30 days in there because if they've been using drugs regularly, the brain is not clear enough for them to cognitively be able to participate in treatment. They have to understand what they're doing. They have to have a clear enough head to be able to focus, participate in the groups. And it's pretty standard. If you actually send somebody to rehab doing a 28-day program, that 28-day program, essentially, they're clearing their head before they start treatment.
There's only a bunch of 1129s get listed down for 30 days, time served, probation, and things of that nature or not. What happens?
I understand what you're saying, and what I'm telling you is from a clinical perspective, we're not going to get anything done in those 30 days. We also have to, during that 30 days, be able to do assessments. And actually, I wish Israel hadn't left because he could say it so much more eloquently than I can. We have to do an ASI, which is a assessment for alcohol and drug to determine if they're going to be able, they're bad enough to be able to be in the IOP, which I'm sure they will be. But then we also have to do ASAMs on a regular basis to see how they're improving. And the reality is, if you don't take those 30 days to let the drugs get out of their system, they are not going to truly benefit from treatment. That's why that 30 days is built in there. And actually it was built in because it is a standard across the profession. If you're going to do those kinds of services with people that have been using that intensely, you've got to give their body some time to flush before you can get to work. And we have met with the judge, and we are going to have a conversation with some other partners about, honestly, the best way to sentence people that are suffering from that so that they can benefit from the program. So, and I'm not getting into the law enforcement side of that, because that's not what I do. But we definitely want folks to be able to benefit. And the other piece that we talked about before was that even, let's say they're not in there, but to go through half of the IOP, when they come out, their probation is going to require them to go to IOP when they get out. So whether they're there for 5 months to be able to benefit from absolutely everything, they're going to get a good start in the jail, get a good foundation, and then move out and continue services from there. But that's where the 30 days is coming from. Does that help?
It does, and it does. And how many in there percentage wise in there over 30 days for drugs? I mean, 30, 25, 50.
Of the drug, people on drugs, that's 40, 50%. Then are more than 30 days. 60%. That 30 days is pretty much standard. I've seen the judge do it lots of times. So many days in jail, 30 days, 45 days, and then you can go to rehab. Because he knows they're wasting their time before that. It's just been clinically proven, as he was saying.
So he'll get some.
Had a girl 2 years ago, they give her 8, I believe it was 8 months in jail, and then she could do the rest of her time, and I think it was another 4 to 6 months she had to do. She could do that rehab, but she'd been on it so long, wanted her cleared. I believe she'd been to rehab once before and left.
I just wondered why I'm just waiting 30 days.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. I had somebody ask me about that also. Of course, the experience I've had with probation visits in other counties, they do have to go into a treatment, clear the head. They can't go in there and just let off the road, get sentenced, and have a cloudy head and can't comprehend what they're doing. So a lot of times they may get them sentenced to 30 days, before they get sentenced, they go to a rehab, and that rehab will put them in a dry out area for 28 days and 30 days before they can ever get where they can go into the treatment program. Will there be some people that may not get no treatment because they've got a 30 day? Yeah, that's probably going to happen some. But it also is going to give the court, the judges, the district attorneys who plead these cases an opportunity to say, well, I'm not going to take a low plea. This is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th possession. After a while, it becomes a major possession. It gives them a chance. They may not get that 30 days off of this time. Since there's a treatment facility there, they may end up getting 90 days in the county jail or 1129 at 75%, and then be able to get that treatment. But will there be some that get sentenced at 30 days and not get that treatment? They may do it. I think the critical part is that they've got to clear their mind, or they're not going to be able to understand what to do. And hopefully the district attorney's office and the court system will be able to use this program in the sentencings, so they may get 1129, and they may say you serve, at 75%, and you take the treatment program, you get a day off for every day of treatment, 1129, and so there's ways that they can structure those sentences that will help the most people.
Anyone else? Gary?
Keith answered the question that I was concerned about. How long will they be required to go to the IOP treatment? And I guess that varies on what the judge, issues them to attend it. And if they don't, then they violate probation. They sign them up again for another, whatever. That's it.
Anything else? Commissioner Price?
Sean, is that typical to the judge primary cover for 30 days?
I believe it is, yes.
And you got it for 280, that's it?
Yes.
Yeah, and we already know that we gave the money to the recovery court, and we, maybe 3 to 4 people in Benton County will be touched by it. That's what we were told, so. We'll throw that out, thank you.
Well, that's a good thing. The money's a great thing, but my concern was, I see a lot of that. I see a lot of repeat offenders. You got your clinical thing that says that's the way it works. I don't see it that way, but that's my opinion, and You know, and that's it. I just don't think waiting 30 days when you start working on somebody is the right thing. Having a heart attack there, you gonna wait a couple more hours before you start shopping? No, I don't get it, but anyways, we're good.
It is the way it is across, all the programs.
I'll give you one. My daughter, she had surgery one time. Boom. She got drugs. She was on us. I said, this is what you get. You want drugs? Okay, I don't know more drugs. No drugs, no drugs. Oh, you know, messed her up so bad. Yeah, I just don't. You know,
I'm not talking about that, but in a program, what's gonna happen when we get these programs started is the judges are gonna do sentencing different.
Right.
They're gonna make sure these people that need the program are gonna get it. We've got a commitment from the judges on that if we do these programs, so I think you'll see it work. Let's give it a little time and see how it works.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm only one person.
Anyone else? Okay, let's vote, please.
Anyone wish to change their vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Resolution 24 is a resolution by Benton County Mayor Mark Ward to appropriate and budget funds in the amount of $1,192.76 from the unassigned fund balance to various line items in the General Sessions Judge's payroll budget in order to fund a state mandated COLA increase along with associated cost. I have a motion by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Hall. Any questions? Okay, if there are none, so please vote.
Anyone wish to change their vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Resolution 25 is a resolution. Benton, did you get her vote? Okay. 25 is a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to amend Resolution 2024-01-1609 pertaining to the animal shelter and passed by the Benton County Commission on January the 24th, 2024 to correct a technical error. Motion by Commissioner Field and second by Commissioner Hall. Any questions? Okay, there are none, so please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Resolution 26 is by County Mayor Mark Ward to budget funds with further approval by the estate administrators required in the amount of $12,000 from the Gladys Tutria Fund to the animal shelter budget for funding spray and neuter services for the Benton County Animal Shelter pending approval from the fund administrators. I have a motion by Commissioner Burke and a second by Commissioner Bain. Any questions?
I was under the impression when you got an animal from the shelter, you had to pay it
Let me speak.
Yes, Mayor wants to talk.
When you adopt, it's part of the adoption fees to get spayed or neutered. But there's a lot that have to be spayed or neutered in the county. And Ms. Tatura, that was her passion, is to make sure that that happened. So this is going to fund, they're going to start a program to start doing that as she wish, what her wishes were. We asked for money to do a fence and some other stuff, a washer and dryer and all from this fund. Because the fund's been sitting dormant for a few years. People kind of forgot that it was there. And so when we asked for that, they said, well, what about what she really wanted, spayed and neutering? So I talked to the animal shelter administrators and said, we need to start this program up and use it until these funds are depleted. So each year we're going to try to put this in there from that fund to do what her wishes were for that money. The administrators approved the other purchases, but they said that they would really like to see this.
Do you know how much money's left in that?
I don't.
Okay. Any other questions? If there are none, please vote.
Anyone wish to change their vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Resolution 27 is a is a resolution by Mayor Mark Ford to appropriate and budget funds in the amount of $14,215.66 from the unassigned fund balance to a line item for expenditure to pay attorney fees associated with the sheriff's lawsuit. A motion by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Burke. Anyone have a question? Okay, there are none, so please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Resolution 28 is a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to appropriate and fund budget funds in the amount of $1,512.02 from the unassigned fund balance to a line item for expenditure to fund an increase in fees for the service of elevated industrial water tanks. Motion by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Burke. Any questions? Okay, there are none. Please vote.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Next item is appointing notaries. We have 6. Marcus Knowles, Amy Ralston, Hannah Prince, LaDawn Wright, Freddie Freeman, and Jennifer Michelle Pierce. Need a motion and a second to approve those, which we have Commissioner Burke and Commissioner Hall. Everyone please vote. Okay, everyone please voice vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Notaries are approved. I'll go and take a look at it. Okay, we have 29 through 34 that we need to bring up tonight, but we need someone to suspend the rules.
Madam Chairman, make a motion to suspend the rules, take up the resolutions 29 and 34.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Does anyone want to take a break, or do you want to move right on? Charge on. Okay. Okay. I think I'm getting tired. Not really. We've got enough. That's what I was going to say. We have enough, so just move on. Okay. Okay, we have a vote to suspend the rules and bring up these resolutions. First one will be Resolution 29. It's a resolution by Benton County Mayor Mark Ward to appropriate and fund budget funds in the amount of $4,460.71 from the unassigned fund balance to a payroll line item in the Election Commission's payroll budget in order to fund a correction of the election administrator's salary, along with associated cost. I need a motion by Commissioner Arnold and a second by Commissioner Douglas. Any questions? Okay, there are none. Please vote.
You know what, you change your vote? Motion carried, 14 yes.
Resolution 30 is a resolution by Benton County Mayor Mark Ward to appropriate and budget funds in the amount of $6,696 from the unassigned fund balance to a line item in the county buildings budget to fund expenditures for courthouse security equipment in accordance with a 100% reimbursable grant from the Administrative Office of Courts. A motion by Commissioner Douglas and a second by Commissioner Burke. Any questions? If there are none, please vote.
You know what, you change your vote? Motion carried, 14 yes.
Resolution 31 is a resolution by Benton County Mayor Mark Ward to budget funds in the amount of $10,700 received as a contribution from the City of Camden for the library to the library's budget. I have a motion by Commissioner Douglas and a second by Commissioner Melton. Any questions? Okay, if there are none, please vote.
You know what, you change your vote? Motion carried, 14 yes.
Number 32, resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to seek permission from the Benton County Commission to budget and divide funds in the total amount of $650,000 received from the sale of property on Highway 641 South near the intersection of Gossett Road between Benton County and the Benton County Industrial Board. I have a motion by Commissioner Melton and a second by Commissioner Douglas. Any questions? Commissioner Arnold.
Mayor, 650 sales price, you got building improvements of 150, contributions to 500,000. What would that be doing?
The building improvements will just go into the general fund. Phil could explain exactly where it's going to go, but the contributions go to the industrial board. Part of this land was theirs. We didn't own it. And I would request that y'all give them $500,000 so they can move on some other property that we already have in
How much
line.
do we have invested in the property that they did?
I don't know.
Sir,
Miss Jennifer
yes.
can tell you.
How much did we have invested in the property?
Yeah, y'all.
We kept 15 acres of about a 25-acre plot that we paid $300,000 for. And then the county paid $275,000 for the Rankin property, and the industrial committee contributed $54,000 roughly to that purchase. You all paid $221,000, I think, to Rankin for the $275,000 purchase.
Can we put that to something back at least, or put that back in the county instead of getting it to the industrial board?
I'm respectfully requesting that y'all give it to the industrial board so they can purchase some more property for industry.
I'm looking at the park thing of too. We bought a lot of property already. We got to work on. Of course,
We've already sold the property we bought.
Well, we got to work on the property of the senior citizens and the ag extension.
That's a completely different amount of money.
We spent $250,000 of the county's money.
Open up your mind.
I've got it open.
No, listen to me for just a second. We're trying to move forward here during this big boom in West Tennessee. If you don't have property to show, you don't have property to sell. You cannot move forward if you can't have property to show.
You know, I understand.
So all I'm asking y'all to do is have a little faith in me. I've got another piece of property that we're gonna get. What have we done with the last two pieces of property we've bought?
Sold them quick.
Well, we've sold them and we have industry coming in here. And that's the number one thing that the voters said that they wanted from us during this term, is they want industry. We've been hearing it our whole life. Y'all stick with me. I promise you it's gonna work out.
Mr. Mayor, I'm not doubting that you've done a good job purchasing that property. And I won't be for the property when they come back and get some. My thought would be, if we not put that money back.
Then we can always go
Put it back in our account, and then they come back and
The problem is we have a deal working now. If we have to postpone for a month or two to have county commission meetings, we may lose the deal. The industrial board is out there all the time. That's what we have an industrial board for, and that's why we have Ms. Wheatley, is to do these deals.
I'll give up my $75.
Do what now?
It comes down, I said, we can call a special meeting.
Well, I'm just saying, I was just trying to streamline it. Because that's what the money's for. That money that we're using is going back and forth to keep purchasing property, to sell, to bring in jobs in Benton County. It's working.
$221,000 was originally in the budget to purchase an option on the, not an option, to purchase the Dunbar property. And that was then moved to purchase the Rankin property. So that's the 221 that
we appropriated
to make the Dunbarton purchase. So it was originally.
I just think that, man, I'm always in favor of having, you can't sell things you ain't got on the shelf. You gotta have something to show. But I think that, personally, I'd like to know what the property is to provide,
Exactly.
I've been wrong with some of it we bought, but that's just my general thought.
So you're wanting to amend that from the 150,000 to the 221 that we had in the property? Is that what you're saying?
I'd like for them to have the money that they got out of the original investment for this, to buy that 20-something acres you had. Whatever we did.
The county put up 220. The county put up 221 on the Rankin property. Are you saying that you want to do that to 221 instead of the 150? I thought I was being pretty fair there to give them what they needed and give us most of our money back. 221.
We got 150 here.
Yeah.
That was the other.
I don't know. It was money we appropriated for Rankin. It was 221. Right. The industrial board put the other 50 or 60,000 to make that deal work. They had it, so we appropriated that from the industrial board to buy that Rankin property.
So that so the money, the other $500,000 is profit off of their side.
Correct. The profit and 70,000 of our profit or our money. So.
You moved my mind.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Commissioner Price.
I've got a couple of questions. Did this go through property and budget committee?
This did not.
Okay. Why did it not go through budget and property like everything else does?
Because we got a
this sheriff's resolution and it came in late, we wouldn't be addressing this.
We addressed the sheriff's resolutions late a lot.
I know that when they come in late, we have some issues. So I want to know why this did not go through property and budget for discussion.
It didn't go.
Came in after the budget.
The sale.
I don't have a problem with the deal. I know, but.
You want me to finish?
Yeah.
The sale of the property came in after we're receiving a check. It's probably on my desk now because I was gone yesterday and today to Nashville. So we need to be able. The state law says you're supposed to deposit that money within 3 days. So I thought we needed to act on it instead of waiting. I apologize for all the different things under other business where we had to suspend the rules. We're really busy and things come up and we just have to do that sometimes. If you don't feel comfortable with it, it's fine, but it's just going to slow down the process by a whole lot. That's the only reason I brought it up. And I do disagree with you. When the sheriff brings up things late, we do hear it under other business just like this. The sheriff or the schools or anybody, it just happens sometimes.
Every time.
I said it happens sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
I've never kicked anything out that the sheriff brought.
Okay. Let's move on.
Anything else? Okay.
Well, one more quick thing. So the county invested $220,000. We sold all of that property, and plus part of the other. And the county's got $150,000 of our investment, right?
Well, actually, the industrial board is the county money too. It's not like,
But
it's
they
not
can,
like
the
we're,
industrial board can go out and buy stuff without our permission,
they
correct?
can.
Okay, that's what the good financial do, so think about it. I don't know why we are getting into the realty business. I don't understand that. I know what we can do. I know what we can do to landowners. We could offer them sure tax breaks. But here pretty soon, the thing is, we're fixing to have property, which I'm not voting for, raising property tax. I don't think it's a blunder thing. But, you know, I just don't see why we keep getting into something, keep adding up to the realty side of it. I just don't get it. But anyways, I mean, that's again, just one vote.
They haven't understood it through my whole lifetime. We're doing things different. We've got things going on in West Tennessee, and if we don't jump on now, we're gonna sit here just like we have for the last 50 years.
But there's also,
You can't get industry.
You gotta have something to show. I'm familiar with the next target that they've got.
I am too.
It's a good piece of property. And like I said, you cannot recruit into it if you ain't got, like I say, bait and switch sometimes. You may have to have a bad case over here to show them and get them over to this good spot, that you've got before you realize you have them. I'm not a big problem with us owning, property to get industry. I mean, you're doing a good job. Atta girl.
I'm putting 100% of my faith in Jennifer and the industrial board. They're doing an absolutely amazing job.
So like I said, I've been proven wrong on one, we've got an industry up there and they're doing work on it now, so I just want to say that, I didn't understand that 150 was part of our money coming back.
Yep.
well, I'm like you. I got a target area too. I still have a problem while we get it. I wouldn't want to make it big, was it?
Moving
Okay.
right along.
Yeah, let's take a vote.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? 11 yes, 3 no. Motion carries.
Resolution 33 is a resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to seek to appropriate and budget funds in the amount of $10,000 to the maintenance and repair of vehicles line item in order to offset a shortfall depletion of the line item due to expenditures required by the settlement of the sheriff's lawsuit. I have a motion by Commissioner Arnold and a second by Commissioner Melton. Any questions?
Will this have us completely through with the lawsuit?
No, it will not. We've taken care of most of the issues that we settled on, besides attorney fees, and we've paid my attorney fees, but we've not yet been billed for the sheriff's attorney fees. So I think it'll be somewhere. I did get a letter from the judge last week that said the attorney fees that we negotiated, because my attorney, she didn't like what all they had charged for. They didn't like the amount, because my attorney fees was about $18,000 total. We'd paid her for, and then what we paid her in this resolution, 14 something, and their attorney fees was a whole lot more. So she appealed that, and the judge sent me a thing saying that the attorney fees, that the appeals had been approved and they had lowered the amount, but probably next month, I hadn't got a bill yet, but when the hearings send us a bill, it'll probably be around $85,000 more. So no, we're not through with the.
Then we'll be through with it.
No, budget time, you're going to start right back up again, because you've got the salaries, the increases in the hourly rate wages that we're going to have to come up with.
Can we get, whenever it's all down, what's that total of what the lawsuit cost us?
Yeah, we'll have that at budget time. We'll be able to know the attorney fees and then these other few things that we agreed to, and then exactly what it's going to cost us on the hourly wage. We'll have that for you Well, Phil, when should we have all that? Probably the second week in March.
No, it'll be later than that, probably, on Tuesday. She might have it toward the end of March, depending on just how long it takes us to get everything.
We'll get it all figured and let y'all know exactly what the cost was, so.
Yeah, we should have it in March.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions? There are none, so please vote.
Yes.
One of this battery going down on this, yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? Motion carries 14 yes.
Resolution 34, which is our last resolution, finally. A resolution by Mayor Mark Ward to request permission and approval from the Benton County Commission to advertise and collect bids for the remodeling of the county-owned building known popularly as the old Sears building. We have a motion by Commissioner Price and a second by Commissioner Melton. Any questions?
This is not to do it, this is just a, it's being right.
Y'all will still have to approve the bids, but, we've spent some money with Heathcote Davis, getting them to do the architect and engineer design drawing of what we wanted to do to the building. And I don't want to state any numbers because we're going to be putting this out for bids. But I'll just tell you that we can't do the project through Heathcote and Davis. I've talked to contractors locally, showed them the plans, went out there with them. They've looked at the building, they've looked at the plans, they've drawn up a proposal, and it's within what we had originally thought. So I think if we put it out for bids, y'all can just approve those bids and we can move forward on this project fast. If we continue to go with Heathcote Davis, the project's dead. There's no way we can afford it. So I think this is the best route to go. It's a little unconventional, but we are not using grant money on that building. We're using the money we borrowed for EMA and senior citizens. So we have the privy to do it this way. And I think it's the way to go. The contractors that I talked to are ready to go on it, ready to bid on it, and we'll hop on it as fast as y'all approve it.
I'll be glad when we get something complete.
Me too.
We talked about it, and, we like that country song, let's talk about more action.
Yep. Well, we can do action if we.
Make sure.
Oh man, we can do action, but we can't afford it with the route we're going. So I'm changing our route just a little bit, but I think it'll be in our best interest.
Anyone else? Commissioner Price.
Make a quick question. I know we had discussions about that building and that it was ADA, ready to go. The roof was good, the heating and air was good. Does that still stand true?
I don't understand what you said on the first part. The ADA was ready to go.
Yeah, disabilities act, the ramp, all that, the roof is good on it, the heating and air.
I never had a discussion about the ADA being good. That's part of the things that we're going to have to correct with this construction. But the roof is good. The central heat and air are good. There'll be some redirection of some of the ductwork, and that's in the drawings and the plans. But yeah, everything about the building checked out to be structurally sound, roof's great, central units are newer, and that's going to be, you're not going to have to replace all that. But yeah, everything's great.
Yeah, report on. He was working in Paris before Mark.
Anyone else? If not, please vote.
Yes.
Anyone wish to change your vote? 14 yes, motion carries.
Any other business?
Madam Chair.
Yes.
One question. Where are we on Walmart? And the guys are trying to do February.
So Keith, Aaron Ray had a contract on it. During that time, I had 3 different people to come and talk to me about the building, and I referred them to him and his real estate company that he had. They didn't want to deal with that, so I told them when his contract expired. I've got 3 people I'm dealing with. We're gonna have to have a special call meeting this month. to sell that building. I've got 3 people I'm dealing with. I don't want to go any further than that, but one of them's having their board meeting tonight. And if that company that is having their board meeting tonight, they've been here 3 times, they've brought their engineers, they've brought their actual builders to look at the building and tell them exactly what it's gonna cost, and they're having a meeting tonight. If they get approval and send us a contract, we'll give it to Mr. Melton to check out, and then we'll call a meeting as fast as possible, because this is a good local company that won't use that for commercial space, retail sales. The other 2 are great, and if this one falls through, I've already got the contract by email. I've already given it to James to look at. So our second option is a great option also, but it's going.
First gentleman, exercise his contract.
He did not. He did not. But because he had that contract is what stimulated this other interest. And he had it held up, but he couldn't work a deal with them, so they're trying to deal directly with us now. All 3 companies, they're all 3 great. The first one is the best one. The price will be the same as what we had priced him for, so the money's going to be good. But been out there a whole lot this month because that contract expired like the 5th or 6th, somewhere in the first week of the month. And they had contacted me during this 6 months time, and they had it on their calendars. I didn't remember it to call them. They all called me and said, we're ready to go.
Would you say that Aaron's publicizing and trying to get that going on helps to sell that?
Absolutely, absolutely. It opened a lot of eyes. They brought a lot of attention here. They had contractors and engineers and architects from all over West Tennessee and Middle Tennessee here looking at the building. Everybody was talking.
So it's like we actually hired a realtor.
For free.
For free.
Yep.
Motion to adjourn.
Anybody else, real quick, Mr. Price?
I know I'm so lucky not to. Still here. There she is. I want to thank her for coming up tonight and saying what she did. I don't know her. Never met her before in my life. But thank you for sharing that with us about what it means to have a good work-related program in this county. And I'm all for it too. I think a lot of you are. There's ways to do it. There's avenues you can do it. I would like to see that happen. We do have some funds out there. I think we need to have a good, strong discussion about it. I'll leave it right there. So y'all think about it. Thank you.
Anyone else? I obtain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Miller. Burke. Okay. Commissioner Burke. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Sheriff?
Yes.
That's 3 acres.